Hey you guys, it is hot, but welcome to another bump date. This week is 20 weeks, so again, I usually film this when I'm already in the next week so that I can talk about the entire week that passed. So this is for last week, week 20. I am currently like 21 and a half weeks today. But hello, let's chat about what's been going on. All right, how far along? 20 weeks is what we're chatting about. So the halfway point, halfway. How are we halfway through this pregnancy already? That's insane and awesome. And I just know that the second half is gonna fly by because school starts in like 3 weeks. And that is when I'm just gonna be so busy with homeschooling the kids. All the extracurricular activities start back up. We've got like, I run a homeschool co-op in our area, like a group. Christmas prep, all of the filming I do in the fall. It is going to be busy, and then getting ready for baby, obviously, as well. So it is going to be a very quick second half of this pregnancy, I feel. Which is kind of bittersweet because it's my last one. So it's like, I want it to go slow, but I also, like, I don't mind pregnancy, but like, I want the baby, you know? I'm just doing this to get the baby. Must-have items this week, water. My water bottle is my best friend, seriously. It has been so hot. Oh, this week is much hotter than last week, but it's still just like, we had one day where it felt like fall. It was like 16 degrees and beautiful, and all of a sudden it just went back up, and there's no indication that it will go back down for a long time, and I'm not happy about it. So staying hydrated is key, especially since I started getting Braxton Hicks contractions. Those have started. I know they start earlier each baby, and so I think that's just probably it. So I just make sure that I drink lots of water and stay super hydrated and make sure I'm laying down and like resting for a few minutes when I need it. Do I have any other must-have items right now? I don't think so. I feel like pregnancy, I don't have a lot of must-have items in pregnancy. Dresses, because that's just what's comfy right now. They feel like giant sweatpants and I love it. Sleep has been going pretty good. Like, I don't have any real complaints about sleep, but still my hips get annoyed. It's not even like they get sore. I keep finding myself flipping over onto my back, and I keep waking up on my back, and I kind of get stuck. Like I turtle myself by accident. I'll like go to roll over, but I'm sleeping, and so I won't make the full roll, and then I'll get stuck on my back. So what I've done is I've wedged a pillow behind me, so at least when I turtle myself, I'm at an angle so that my one hip is higher, so that there's no pressure being put on me and baby. Sorry, we have a very, very busy, bustly day today, and I have a child that is listening less than I would like them to. So yeah, I've wedged a pillow behind my back, and that has like at least put me at an angle when I get turtled. It's just, I'm sorry you guys. I just told my kid not to turn on the vacuum, and they have turned on the vacuum anyway, so give me a second. Be right back. Sometimes I get asked by people, how do you film during the day with your kids? And like, how do you do YouTube and balance not showing your kids all the time? And like, how do they leave you alone? They don't leave me alone. I just have to figure it out. Okay, sleeping. I'm back on track, Rainbow. So sleep hasn't been like uncomfortable. I'm sleeping great. It's a little more disturbed, and like my hips aren't in pain, but it's just uncomfortable. It's just getting more uncomfortable the bigger I get, and my left side is obviously ideal, but I almost get like, it's not even like I get sore in that position. I just get sick of sleeping on my left side. And so I have like this itch to move, but there's not really anywhere to move to. So that's the only thing that's kind of like uncomfortable this time. I don't really remember experiencing this with my other two. I feel like I just slept on my left side fine with them. So I don't know, I'm gonna try a couple other things. I have an enormous nursing pillow that's like handmade, like it's huge, and it's my favorite baby product ever. I've kept it. It's the one thing that I like, that and my cloth diapers that I kept. But when I'm pregnant, I sometimes use that to go between my legs and like wrap around my belly. So I might start using that and see if that's comfier. But sleep has been good. It's just like trying to get comfy is hard. Aches and pains. So I guess this could fall under aches and pains. I chatted about how I mentioned how I started getting Braxton Hicks again. So it's kind of weird because my placenta is anterior, and this one is a lot more muffled than my previous anterior placenta with my other son. Like I'm just like feeling, like I can just feel it get in the way a little bit more than I did previously. So I thought I started getting Braxton Hicks, but it wasn't. I feel like I'm still too small to like have it really defined to be like, oh yeah, that is for sure Braxton Hicks. But I think now that, especially since it chills out with water, by drinking water, I'm pretty sure that is what is happening. It's not uncomfortable. It's just Braxton Hicks are fine as long as they don't turn into anything. So I just make sure I hydrate. Sometimes if I'm getting a lot of them or something, I'll just like lay down if there's just like a lot of tightness in my belly, because that's with my anterior placenta, it just feels like weird tightness, but it's like, it's a weird sensation that I really can't explain because of where my placenta is. It just feels different. And then the round ligament pain has been increasing a lot now that we've hit the halfway point. So and bending is really hard for me. Like if I'm bending down and picking stuff off the floor a lot, that's a struggle, and I start to get like cramps from like round ligament pain. Like I just get like those muscle spasms kind of. So I do have to be cautious of not like overworking my body. I take lots of breaks and I just try and stay in tune with what's happening in my body and how I'm feeling. And the heartburn has started for me a little bit. I got wicked heartburn in the last trimester with both my pregnancies. No, my babies weren't born with a ton of hair. They've both been born with hair, but like not a lot, just some duck fluff. That's what I call it, duck fluff, because it reminds me of like little fluffy duck down feathers. But the heartburn has kind of started depending on what I eat, and it's only at night when I go to bed. But so far I have something that is working. So I do full fat Greek yogurt with honey. I'll just I'll fill a little ramekin full and just eat a little bit, but I make sure that's the last thing that like goes in my mouth, and then I go to sleep, and that cuts the heartburn completely. So I'm hoping that works, because honey helps with heartburn, and especially if it's raw, and so does like a full fat good Greek yogurt. So I'm hoping that will continue. But yeah, that's really helping the heartburn so far, and I'm just really crossing my fingers that helps the entire pregnancy, because I'm trying to manage it naturally. I don't like taking Tums or anything. Like I wouldn't take those normally, and so when pregnant I'm just a little extra cautious, and I just hope the natural Greek yogurt method works. Cravings. I haven't really been having, again, I wouldn't call them cravings, but there are definitely things that I like to eat, and right now I started a cereal kick in week 20 where I'm just like back on the cereal train. I just really like a cold bowl of cereal. Usually in the evening after dinner as like my dessert, I will just have a bowl of cereal. There's no specific kind, it's just whatever tickles my fancy. When I'm at the grocery store, I will grab a box and whatever. I'm not gonna sweat it too much. I'll eat like whatever looks good. If it's freaking Cocoa Puffs, I'll eat those. If it's like a healthier one, whatever. I kind of view cereal all in the same category anyway, as like junk. But cereal is my jam right now, and I really am just enjoying a bowl of cereal. Next is baby movement, and oh my goodness, have I been feeling him so much. I feel him every day now, all through the day. And then it's like we're starting to develop little routines where I sit down after dinner and he really goes and I can feel him, and that's when I feel like soon everybody will kind of be able to feel him at that time, or when I go to bed at night too. He kind of kicks up, but when I sit down and edit, or if I sit down to eat lunch, usually when I just sit and chill, I feel him a lot moving around. Again, it's still mostly punches, but I am feeling a lot more kicks up top now. But it's a lot of just like arm movements and wiggles that way, and his movements are getting much bigger. Like I'm starting to really feel the rolls and really feel like the adjustments now. And him getting comfy, so that's been really fun. And he responds to my touch now. Like I can push in a little bit and get him to move, or I can like put my hand, a really warm hand, and he will react to that, so that's fun as well. Challenges. I don't think I have any particular challenges to report, although I have been thinking about this a lot in the past like 2 weeks, is that pregnancy is just harder on the body the older you get. So I'm not even old, like, obviously. I'm 30. I will have him in the last few weeks of being 30. So, but I had my first at 18 and I had my second at 22. And my goodness, the difference in your body when you have babies in your 20s versus your 30s. Like, it's fine. Everything's still, like, I'm super energetic and I feel a lot of energy. But you can, having experienced both, it was definitely easier and breezy and just like nothing when I was 20. And now it's like, I just feel it a little more, you know? I just like feel the fatigue a little bit more. I feel the joints and the round ligament pain and the things in my body. I feel them a little bit more than I did. So that's been kind of funny and interesting to observe, but I wouldn't really call that challenges. But the only I guess there is one challenge, is I have really started feeling pelvic pain a little bit. I'm actively doing things to work on that, but his head is super, super low. And I think my baby, I don't know if I have like a deep pelvis or something. So I'm like yawning through my conversation. But I feel like my baby's head's just like sink right down there. And because of that, it does feel like a slight amount of pelvic girdle pain maybe. But it's really minor right now and it's not anything serious. I just have to like not be too hard on the amount of activity I'm doing. But yeah, I'm definitely feeling that, where I don't really remember feeling this kind of grindy sensation in my other pregnancies. So that's been interesting. I hope that doesn't get worse. But yeah, that's really the only challenge I can think of. And even so, it's not bad, you know? Like after the first trimester that I had, I feel like I take everything in stride and like I'm not gonna really complain about anything else, because the first trimester was wickedly hard and everything after is just like smooth sailing for me. I do have plans to go when I'm much further along in my like last month of pregnancy. I'm gonna go to the chiropractor and get my hips adjusted to make sure everything is good for birth, just because of the way Grayson came out, and I just want to make sure that everything is just super aligned and my pelvis is really aligned. So, but I'm gonna save that until after, just in case that were to put me into labor or something. So I'm gonna save that until like 37 weeks, and then I will go and do some chiropractic care for my hips. Best moment of week 20. I don't know. I'm having a hard time like picking out anything specific. Heat is making me yawn. I'm sorry. I'm not tired. I'm just yawning. Honestly, one of the best moments was probably just like, I've been talking about this a lot, but like in week 20, I just had so many people give me stuff, send us babies things for him. I had a homeschool mom fill up my trunk with baby stuff. That has just like the experiencing community and how kind everybody has been, and just like helping us and giving us things to prepare for this baby. That has been really special and really beautiful experience, and I think that's maybe my favorite moment of week 20. I know that's not really necessarily like pregnancy related necessarily, but there's something special about it, and it really, I don't know, it leaves my heart very happy. I realized in the past couple bump dates I have not been showing my belly at the end, and I'm sorry, I just totally forgot. So I literally wrote on my little list like, show the belly, people want to see the belly. So I have popped hugely. Like I popped at like 19 weeks because we had talked about my uterus tilting forward and how that would happen and I would get bigger. And that kind of happened, but then I had another pop at like 20 weeks, and now I'm 21 weeks when I'm filming this, and I feel like I'm even bigger than I was at 20 weeks. So like, I'll show you the belly, but it's like, I'm getting there. Like that belly button is not gonna stay in for very long. Okay, can you see me if I stand right here? Probably. So here's the belly, and you can see my belly button is just getting more and more shallow every week. But there's the belly, there's the bump. I am so much bigger this time than I was with Grayson or Mackenzie. I was bigger with Grayson than I was with Mackenzie, and this time I am much bigger So I don't know. Grayson was 9 pounds 4 ounces, so I guess we'll see how big this baby's gonna be. Is it gonna be a huge baby, or is it gonna be my smallest baby? You never know. But yep, the bump is getting there. So anyway, you guys, just short and sweet. Just trying to keep up with these updates. I hope you enjoyed, and I guess we'll see how we grow next week. I have a lot to talk to you guys about in the next week because I had a midwife appointment and everything, but I'm saving that for my next bump day. If you want to see a little bit of my home midwife appointment, because all my midwife appointments are at home, go watch the previous vlog because I filmed a clip of my midwife checking his heart rate and talking the kids through it, and it's really sweet. So if you want to go check out a little glimpse into what my midwife appointments look like at home, go check that out. And yeah, that's all I've got for you today. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you're all really well, and we will see you in my next one. Bye!